DC Studios is making a DC crime show with Jimmy Olsen as the main star. So long story short, we are getting a Jimmy Olsen TV show. So The Hollywood Reporter has just confirmed that a Jimmy Olsen series is in the works over at DC, and it will be called DC Crime. This show is set in the DCU, and Skylar Gisondo is returning to play Jimmy Olsen. Dan Perlott and Tony Yacenda, sorry if I butchered the names, will be serving as the showrunners, and they worked on American Vandal, which is basically a mockumentary. The show is mostly about Jimmy Olsen, but it follows reporters tackling cases involving superpowered villains. Despite being a Jimmy Olsen show, it looks like Clark Kent and Lois Lane are not going to be in the show. However, Gorilla Grodd is going to be in this, and he's going to be the main villain for season 1. The fact that Gorilla Grodd is in the DCU before The Flash is insane, but if he had to make his live-action debut anywhere else, I'm glad it's in a Jimmy Olsen show. The Jimmy Olsen comics are crazy. Like, dude, this show has so much potential to be this generation's regular show. I understand why Clark Kent is not going to be in this because he's literally Superman and he's probably busy, but the fact that Lois Lane is not going to be in this is actually kind of disappointing. They're the Three Musketeers, you can't separate them. If the Jimmy Olsen show is going to be as crazy as the Jimmy Olsen comics, I would not be surprised if Darkseid is going to pull up in the show. However, I think it's clear with DC, they're not trying to do what Marvel's doing with the MCU and make a roadmap and build to some big event for the DCU. It's an already established universe, so they're just going with the flow and announcing and doing whatever. It doesn't matter if the character's an A-lister or a Z-lister, if there's a good enough script, DC's gonna make a project for them. I think the show will be fun, I'm definitely excited for it, but the fact that we're getting a Daily Planet show without Clark and Lois, the heart of the Daily Planet, is actually insane. But I'm sure they'll substitute that with Jimmy Olsen being a Riz Master. And we have no idea what they're going to do with Gorilla Grodd in the show. I mean, I highly doubt Jimmy Olsen is going to beat him in a fist fight. We have to wait and see. What are your thoughts on us getting a Jimmy Olsen TV show?